Welcome to FinCrime TV, your source for the latest insights on cybersecurity. I'm Aria, your host, and today we continue our interview with Ashley MUSTON, global cybersecurity expert from Monaco Cybersecurity. In this episode, we'll uncover the hidden insights and secrets surrounding the Security Operations Center, or SOC, and its crucial role in protecting organizations against ever-evolving cyber threats.
A Security Operations Center is a dedicated team of professionals who are focused on responding to security threats in real time. They're there to help protect the companies by monitoring the servers, the PCs, the network firewalls for any unusual activity. And by monitoring in real time, these guys can intervene and check it and validate if it is a risk for the corporation or not. That's the general basis of a Security Operations Center. One of the main objectives, or one of the main reasons a company should use a Security Operations Center is to enhance their security, to approach security from a proactive aspect. Because by putting a security or subscribing to a Security Operations Center, it means that the company is using real-time monitoring for their systems, which are generally 24/7 services with humans behind, ready to react in case a hacker turns up on the network. That would be the first reason. The second reason is incident response. If a hacker is on the network and you don't have a SOC, he can be on there for years. But if you have a SOC or a Security Operations Center, then the expert behind the screens can react and the incident response is immediate. That is another good reason to have a Security Operations Center. Of course, by having a Security Operations Center, it reduces the risks for the corporations. And certain corporations, for certain industries, it's become a compliance requirement to subscribe to a Security Operations Center. So they are the main reasons, and one last one is the cost benefit. The price of a SOC is peanuts compared to how much a breach or a data extraction or loss of data costs to a company.
Compelling to say the least. The SOC truly serves as frontline defense, where companies gain access to real-time monitoring services that operate 24/7. This constant vigilance, coupled with expert professionals ready to respond, greatly strengthens an organization's defense against potential network breaches. Additionally, incident response becomes immediate with an SOC in place, ensuring swift action to mitigate risks. Ashley then commented on when organizations choose to use an SOC.
Well, we use the SOC in two ways. The first is a standard approach where we have clients who are looking to be proactive in their security approach, and they ask us to come in. We install our agents on the servers, on the PCs, and our experts in the Security Operations Center monitor the systems in real time, and in case of any bizarre activity, they will check and validate if it's an attack or not. That's a standard approach which we do. But as we're also dealing with incident response, our incident response team uses what we call circumstantial Security Operations Center. This type of service is where a client or a customer or a company phones us up to say they've been attacked. And we deploy our agents into the company, our little applications onto the servers, which allows us to monitor if the hackers or attackers are still on the network. And we put this side by side with the investigation to determine what was done, what was taken, but is he still there? And this is where the SOC is a great tool for us in helping us to protect or help the companies rebuild from an attack.
Employees can pose a significant risk to an organization's cybersecurity. Hackers often resort to social engineering tactics, such as phishing campaigns, when traditional methods fail. Ashley describes some of the risks.
Okay, well, let's just look at it in a different way. I have a team of hackers who work for me. And these guys, they love to try and hack through the firewalls or to find a web application that's vulnerable that they would like to exploit. But it can happen that they can't get through the front door. But the other weakness of companies is the staff, is the employees, the lack of awareness on these employees. So they use another method to get into the companies. That is social engineering. So the hackers on my team, if they can't get through the main door, which in generally they do, but in case they don't, they start sending out phishing campaigns to try and convince the users to click on a link which will inject a malicious backdoor onto their system and giving the hackers access to the environment. So one of the main purposes or one of the main security measures that every corporation must do is security awareness training. We need to teach those users to be cautious when they're clicking on a link or to be cautious on the information they are receiving from people they don't know. So awareness training is essential for companies.
Employee awareness and training play a crucial role in strengthening an organization's overall security. By fostering a culture of cybersecurity consciousness, organizations can empower their employees to make informed decisions and actively contribute to cyber defense. For all medium to large organizations, investing in effective and ongoing training is money well spent. Now, let's explore the evolving landscape of cyber threats and the latest insights from Monaco Cybersecurity's SOC.
Speaking with the guys last week, Security Operations, and they are receiving still a lot of calls about attacks in relation to ransomware attacks. They're still there, they're still destroying companies, and that would be one of the main issues that they're currently discovering on corporate networks. But there's also other issues that are becoming more and more a reality is cloud security. Cloud security is another big issue for corporations, as a lot of corporations are doing that move to cloud phase. And they're not taking into account that also the cloud environments need to be secured as well. So that's another one of the issues that currently our security operations centers are reporting, is the fact that the cloud systems are also being hacked, and massively. So they need to be secured. And there are other issues, for example, the lack of cybersecurity skills in the general market, general issues in the cybersecurity domain as well.
Cybersecurity is a race without a finish, and it's plain that organizations must remain vigilant, implementing advanced security measures and investing in skilled professionals. We are lucky that guardians of cyber defense like Monaco Cybersecurity and AR Evolution tirelessly protect us in this dynamic digital realm. In our next episode, we'll delve into the realm of quantum encryption. So make sure you subscribe for free episodes. Stay safe, stay secure, and always stay one step ahead. I'm Aria, and this was FinCrime TV.